common question that I frequently hear is, what is it like as a security analyst? What are the day-to-day activities, things that you need to do in this job role? Security analyst is a great starting position in cybersecurity, but there are also roles such as a senior cybersecurity analyst that typically look for at least 5 years experience with a bachelor's degree and a master's degree preferred. Some of these jobs in the government space require a security clearance. These positions require experience providing integrated cyber, financial, and virtual asset advanced analytics to support security and counterintelligence investigations, possess expertise in using intelligence community databases, analytical tools, and commercial tool suites, knowledge of network and application protocols, cyber vulnerabilities and exploitation techniques, and cyber threat advisory methodologies. Demonstrated experience briefing senior executive leadership. Strong understanding of cloud security architecture and related aspects of cybersecurity operations and analysis. Incident response and management. Forensic media analysis. Malware analysis. Reverse engineering. Cyber threat intelligence analysis. With a salary that could go over $200,000, this position is based on your experience and knowledge and other factors to make you the highest rated candidate for the role. I've had the opportunity to work as a security analyst on military bases for the Navy and Marine Corps, and these jobs typically require someone to have a security clearance, but also being able to work in a secure space where there's not great internet access available. Some of the environments I've worked in required systems to be updated that did not have internet access. So we had to have secure, dedicated systems to download updates, move that on removable media from the open space into a secure environment, run scans, malware scans, verify that the files we're using for updating were all accurate and didn't contain anything malicious before we updated the systems that were in the SCIF. A look into another senior information security risk analyst role. This person will be responsible for supporting the organization's information security program to address rapidly changing threats and business technologies. The position is also in charge of the overall responsibilities to include other initiatives assigned by corporate risk leadership to integrate within information technology, collaborate and drive security initiatives, working with people across multiple business units and diverse environments, enable business stakeholders to make risk-aware business decisions by advising on information security risk and acceptable remediation or mitigation paths. Collect key performance indicators, metrics, and other evidence to communicate relevant and actionable recommendations. Support PCI DSS compliance and assessment activities for internal technology and business units. Proactively maintain knowledge of information security best practices, security technology regulations, threats, and industry trends, and assist in responding to internal and external audits to include third-party security assessments. Most of the security analyst roles that I see are dedicated to security from the endpoint and above, with engineers primarily working on the routers and switches and firewalls, and some administrators for particular operating system expertise. But as a system security analyst, you're looking at the essentials. The password complexity, details, and requirements just from the very beginning of logging on to one of the company-owned systems. Then once you have a good password policy and that's enforced and people are logged in on the operating system that's in use, security analyst needs to be in charge of making sure all the patches and updates are applied effectively and all of the applications are compatible and things are functioning as intended. The Senior Information Security Risk Analyst will also manage multiple simultaneous work streams supporting disparate stakeholders, providing appropriate and timely communication of issues, concerns, risk, and status, have working knowledge and practical application of the PCI DSS compliance framework and how organizations meet those requirements. They are looking for someone, again, with at least 5 years of experience in information security, auditing, or risk management and compliance. Also, have strong knowledge of risk and controls, including working knowledge of standards and frameworks such as COSO, COBIT, ISO, NIST, and ITIL. Maintain a top industry security certification as a CISSP, CRISC, or PCI DSS, ISA, or applicable certifications and accreditation. Have a strong understanding of information security regulatory requirements and best practices, and have general understanding of banking and financial services and the related risks to securing and managing data in that environment. Once you know the system's secure, you have a good logged on password complexity policy, and you have your antivirus, malware, defender, threat detection on your system that you're using to connect to network resources. Have to be able to connect securely, so your security analyst will look into your VPN access, and also security in terms of identifying problems. Security analysts will perform vulnerability scans, review the scan results, understand the recommended remediation actions, and the potential impact that will come with applying these updates and making sure that all the assets on the network are secure and protected from the highest rated vulnerabilities. For someone just looking to get their foot in the door and starting out as a security analyst, the combination of your work experience with your technology knowledge that maybe you just gained in a boot camp or an online training environment, that's going to put you in a better place to match up with a good job role. If you're working in food, retail, or any particular industry, and you combine the knowledge and skills that you've gained in cybersecurity, you can apply for jobs as a security analyst for a restaurant, for a bank, for a hospital, for a dental office, for a insurance company, wherever you're currently working. If you're able to show your experience of working in that industry along with Security Plus certification or Google security certification, these things can be blended and make you a higher candidate for someone who just has the boot camp or certificate next to their name without any real work experience. A great information security analyst starting position is seeking someone with excellent written and verbal communication and presentation skills with interpersonal and collaborative experience. The ability to communicate information risk-related concepts to technical as well as non-technical audiences is essential. Understanding the application of practices associated with cybersecurity, auditing, compliance, and policy enforcement are highly sought after. knowledge and implementation of key practices related to risk assessment, vulnerability management, penetration testing, and threat identification are also some skills that the business is seeking. Application of controls and practices associated with access management, Active Directory, privileged account management, and authentication. Knowledge of key practices associated with incident response, risk remediation, business continuity, disaster recovery, and cyber operations. Responsible for tasks involved in the identification, documentation, and reporting of cyber risk. Executing tasking for the development and documentation of cybersecurity policies, standards, and procedures. Over the years of working in information security, it seems like the more technical someone is, the less they enjoy creating documentation. But that's where you can find a good fit in cybersecurity. If you can excel at creating documentation, policies, standard operating procedures for your business. So if you're just kicking off your cybersecurity career and you may not be the highest level expert in a particular application, getting in and creating documentation is something that the more advanced engineers would definitely appreciate, and is a learning opportunity for you to be able to learn as you document the steps that are required in order to run the security program. As a cybersecurity analyst, it will be expected to engage directly with business units to ensure security of assets, applications, and data, be responsible for the documentation of procedures associated with managing access to business systems, data, and other assets owned by the company, engage in tasks associated with cybersecurity incidents as required, and help develop incident response plans, have organizational accountabilities and commitment and identification of vulnerabilities, anticipate and respond to customer needs, follow up until these requirements are met, and show good teamwork and communication. I've had some colleagues that were not always the most knowledgeable with a particular operating system, but having perseverance and being someone who's willing to see a project complete, running things from end to end, is extremely valuable. Just the stick to it and the ability to do the homework and find out and answer the hard questions. There's always a gap in information, but someone who's willing to go out and do the additional work and make sure that the customers, internal and external, are satisfied with the cybersecurity team goes a long way. You will need to demonstrate collaborative and respectful behavior in a professional setting, partner with all team members to achieve goals, be receptive to others' ideas and opinions, and show performance improvement and problem-solving skills. Contribute to a positive work environment, demonstrate flexibility and willingness to change, identify opportunities to improve business and administrative processes, make appropriate decisions using sound judgment based on risk, and show cost management and financial responsibility to complete projects within budget and on time. With automation and artificial intelligence, there are major shifts in the way cybersecurity is being handled these days. That's where your soft skills are going to be even more important. If there are technologies that you can implement and reduce the time it takes to perform certain duties, doing things more cost effectively, time reduction also involved, You're going to need the soft skills to have the ability to collaborate and work with different groups within the business, and also bring people together and collaborate and work on the best way to handle each situation. If you can excel with a combination of any work experience anywhere, again, banking, retail, the food industry, medical, combine that with training and knowledge in cybersecurity with some start out initial certificates, first foot in the door certificates. You can use that with your soft skills and ability just to be able to work with people, and someone that's likable, easy to communicate with, and flexible in order to get your security analyst, cybersecurity career on its way.